Well, it's me, and I haven't been on here to give y'all a piece of my little mind in a while, and I'm just really feeling that pull today. So I have committed myself. No, I haven't committed myself in the psych ward yet. No, I have committed myself that when I get these urges and these pulls to share this, because there might be somebody out there that just may need to hear it. So sometimes when I say stuff, I feel like I I I don't like the way it sounds, you know. But I'm not preaching, because I'm the last one that has any right to preach anything. But I just want to, for anybody that needs to hear that especially when you become an adult, which I'm still working on that. Um, I mean, I'm 44, so I don't know if you consider that an adult yet, but I mean, I guess once you, what I'm trying to say is once you've experienced enough in life, right? If you're on earth, you have experienced so many trials and tribulations and betrayal and heartbreak and just all the terrible things you can experience. So, especially once you get older, whether you become an adult or not, I guess that's irrelevant, but once you get older, especially after you have been through so much, you know, the universe really puts it out there for you to experience those things for a reason. And it's easy to fall into that rut of like getting hardened by life. You know, it's almost easier to just say, well, I was betrayed or I was done wrong, so I'm never gonna fully love somebody or allow somebody to love me, or I'm never going to maybe I had a career and I gave 100% to that and it backfired, or you just, part of the obstacles that we have in life is not to get hardened by the experiences we have, because there's so many blocks in this life, and you have to really understand how it all works, because if you're blocked in any kind of way, then that's going to stop you from becoming who you are, and mostly that's going to stop you from experiencing the best life you could ever experience while you're here. And that's the purpose of it. And it's so easy for us to just put these walls up, and it feels like you're protecting yourself when you do that. It feels like well, I've had such a terrible, hurtful experience with that. I'm never going to redo that. I'm never going to allow myself to be vulnerable in that situation, or never put myself in that situation again. But that's how the darkness of the world wins. That's what the darkness wants. It wants you to be hardened. It wants you to put up these walls. And ultimately, if you can go through the experiences you've been through, especially the toughest of the toughest ones, and you can look at that situation as, not why is this happening to me, but why was this opportunity given to me so that I can be forged from it, so that I can understand where I lack, or what I allowed, or what I could have done better. It's such a process of refining yourself. And so if you have the opportunity to experience pain and have the opportunity to experience betrayal and hurt and all those things, and you get angry about it, and you make those experiences a block within yourself. You kind of see what I'm getting at? Like, the bad experiences are so that you can experience your best life. That's what it's for. So, you know, it's not for you to say, I don't ever want to allow this experience back in my life, or feel love, or care, or, you know, some people just go around life and they're just angry, you know. But the experience you had, maybe it's trying to teach you discernment or boundaries or perspective. And so once you learn why that bad experience, I don't like the words good or bad, but once you learn why that painful experience was presented to you, and you have the perspective of, this is supposed to show me something within myself, and then you fix it within yourself, you're going to experience probably another similar situation to see if you actually fixed it within yourself. So if you have a bad experience and it destroys you, and then you take it in and you try to learn from it and you try to understand what the purpose of that was, and then you allow yourself to experience it again, and then you get faced with another similar bad experience, it's not because you're destined for failure or destined for pain or hurt. It's because you're being shown, okay, if you've done what you were supposed to do within yourself, then here, we have to test that. We have to see if you actually did do the work within yourself before you get the reward from doing the work and healing within yourself. So you're going to get the same experience. And if you haven't learned from the first time, you're going to trip and fall, and you're going to experience the same pain and the same betrayal and the same this and the same that. So you can either say, okay, well, this happened again, so obviously I'm done. I've tried. I'm a good person. I've always been a good person, you know, and I just keep getting hurt. I just keep doing. Good people have to have bad experiences. Bad people have to have bad experiences. Not bad, I keep saying bad. Painful experiences. So even if you're a good person, you're here to learn. You're on earth to learn. You're on earth to become a better version of you, because this is just a training ground. This is just a school. So when you go back home, when this life is over and you go back home and you get to review everything that happened, you say, okay, you were presented with this situation. You got angry about it. It hurt you. And you threw the rest of your life away because of this. Or, yeah, you gave it another shot. But when you gave it another shot, you were presented with that situation to see if you actually did understand the first assignment, the first situation. And if you didn't, you're going to fail again. Not fail, but you're going to have to be presented with that situation. And you can be presented with the same situation your entire life until you finally get to the point where you understand why you keep having that experience. It's not because you're being punished. It's not because you're a bad person. It's probably because you're a good person. It's probably because, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. I hate saying good or bad. Regardless, if you're whatever spectrum, there's something you're supposed to learn from it, right? Take it, learn from it, and don't be hardened. Once you are hardened, that means you have cut off all the opportunities that God or the universe or whoever is going to give you. You cut it off. You're cutting it off for yourself. So somebody hurts you or a situation hurts you. And instead of going through the process, you get angry, you keep that hurt inside, and you become hardened, and now you have a block. You have a block for your future. You have a block for your success. You have a block for, and you could say, well, so-and-so, they've got all this money. Experiences in life are not, we all know this, but until you really know it, they're not measured. So you can look at somebody and say, they're not experiencing these things. They have all this and they have all this. You don't know what's going on in their mind. Your mind can be a complete total hell, and you can have the most amazing life that looks like the most amazing life, but you're living in hell. So I'm just saying, whatever pain you've been through, and if it continues to happen, understand every time you get another painful situation, it's an opportunity. That's what it is. Be blessed. Feel thankful that you're not just comfortable with being in your own peaceful little world, blocking everything and everybody out because you fear getting hurt. You fear being vulnerable. You fear experiencing certain things because you've had a bad experience. You literally cut yourself short. You cut your life short. So go through the painful experiences. Understand those are opportunities for you to understand what happened, for you to grow within yourself. And it's probably going to happen again. It's really mostly a test for yourself to gauge where you're at. And so the second or third time around, you might do a little bit better, but you still don't quite have it. So it's going to keep happening for a little while. Be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. And the people that come into your life or the situations, it's not always a people thing. It's sometimes a situation. Don't be so angry and so hurt and so blameful towards them, because they were an opportunity for you, okay? I appreciate the people that have come into my life and betrayed me. And I have compassion and love for them. Even people that have come in my life and they've cheated on me, even the people they cheated on me with, I have compassion for the people they cheated on me with, because that's an experience for them to learn and grow. It's not a personal attack. It's not a personal attack on you. It's a learning ground. So I love y'all, and I hope that makes sense. And I know it's hard. It's hard to stay in that state of love. It's easy to just get angry and mad and block everybody out and say, I'm never doing that again. The heck with that. I'm not experiencing that again. But that's not why we're here, and that's not how we're made. So learn from it. Don't be hardened, because once you get hardened, you've already lost. You've already lost. And there is a lot of enjoyment in this world, especially if you appreciate yourself and you love yourself and have love for other people, whether they're the ones that hurt you or not. Just understand that everybody is fighting their own demons and trying to find their own path. And what you have to learn is different from what they have to learn. But we're all here to learn and become the best versions of ourselves, so we can actually have some time here on earth where it's not just a boot camp. We can actually enjoy our life while we're here. All right, that's a little piece of my little mind for the day. I love y'all. And I'm not always a good example, but I try to be. I try to be a good example. Just, we're here, we're going to screw up, we're going to do terrible things, we're going to mess up, we're going to this, that, and the other thing, but you got to come back to it. And when you come back to it, you come back to it with a pure heart and a genuine soul, and just keep learning. Just keep being a badass. That's it. Just keep being a badass and a genuine person, and you'll realize how that will work out for you much better than being hardened by your difficult experiences. Peace, love, and racetracks. Love y'all.